Good morning, students. Myself, Dr. Haribhau Vaighere, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, Maharaja Jivajirao Shinde Mahavidyalaya, Srigonda, District Ahmednagar. The main aim of this video is only for educational purpose, and this college is affiliated to Savitribai Phule University of Pune, and in this university the syllabus is a CBCS pattern, that is choice based credit system is there. In that choice based credit system there are 2 credits in each semester for each paper, and third paper is for practical, and the theory paper is for 35 marks, and our paper of FIBSc paper number 2nd is there. The plant morphology and anatomy is the name of that paper. In that plant morphology and anatomy we have completed the first credit, that is plant morphology, introduction to plant morphology. Then second topic also morphology of reproductive parts. In that morphology of reproductive parts we have completed the flower, structure of the flower, and in today's video we are going to learn about the credit number 2nd, that is anatomy, chapter number 3, and in last video we have learned about the introductory part of the anatomy. In that introductory part we have studied the first definition, that is the gross internal structure of an organ is called anatomy, and when we taking the section and learn with the help of microscope, that is called histology. In this way we have learned different aspects of the plant anatomy with respect to different points, that is how plant anatomy is related to different plant sciences or different articles or different disciplines. Then that is physiology, taxonomy and ecological factors, how affected on that anatomy. And in today we are going to learn about which are the importance of this plant anatomy while studying different approaches or different disciplines of that plant sciences. And in today's video we are going to learn about the importance of plant anatomy in plant taxonomy. We know that in plant taxonomy there is a study of identification, nomenclature and classification. Then in this taxonomy, how plant anatomy is important or how it is useful for the study. Then first point is that there is a epidermal outgrowth. We know that epidermis is the outermost layer of the plant, and how epidermal outgrowth is helpful in the study of anatomy, or study of anatomy is how helpful in the taxonomy we are going to learn. Then after epidermal outgrowth of all kinds are of great taxonomic significance for identification of plant species. And when we take the example of cassia we know that it is a member of family Cisalpinaceae, and different species of that cassia are identified on the basis of glands. We know that glands plays very vital role for the pollination also, and in identification of the plant species also that glands plays very vital role. Then another example is that the stomatal morphology has a significance in taxonomy. We know that on the basis of position of subsidiary cells, we know that the structure of the stomata, how stomata is open, which are the different adjacent cells of that stomata, then different subsidiary cells, then guard cells in stomata plays very vital role in the identification of the plant species, and it may be rubiaceous type, it may be a ranunculus type stomata, then caryophyllaceous stomata are found in some plants, then cruciferous type of stomata are also present, then gramineaceous stomata. In this way there are different types of stomata, and on the basis of this type of stomata the plant are identified or plant are delimited on the basis of these characteristic features, and this helps in the plant identification. Means on the basis of these stomatal characteristic features we can identify the plant, which type of plant is this, or these stomata are present in particular type of plants, or particular type of genus, or particular type of families. Then another characteristic features is a mineral crystals. Then what is mineral crystals, how they are present, in which plant family is there? Epidermal mineral crystals are noted in the crucifery. We know that crucifery. Then while cystolith is also there in the family Acanthaceae. Acanthaceae madla cystolith, then crystals in crucifery and urticaceae. Acanthaceae मध्ये आणि urticaceae मध्ये आपल्याला हे cystolith आढळतात. While milky latex, we know that the milky latex with dumbbell shaped starch grains are there. Dumbbell shape, we know the structure of the dumbbells. Then and that shape of starch grains are present in the Euphorbia genus of the family Euphorbiaceae. आपल्याला माहिती आहे दुधाने आपण ज्याला म्हणतो, ज्याच्यापासून आपण if when we cut the leaf the milky latex comes out, and that is the in that family, in that genus there is a dumbbell shaped starch grains are present. In this way the anatomy plays very vital role in identification of the plant. Then vascular bundles are scattered in monocots. When we take the transverse section of the monocotyledonous plant, then at that time we have see that the vascular bundles they are scattered while they are arranged in a ring in dicots. When we take the transverse section of dicotyledonous and particularly take the transverse section of the sunflower, then we have to see that there is a arrangement of ring. Vascular bundles they are present in rings in dicot and particularly in sunflower. Then bicollateral vascular bundles are found in the family Cucurbitaceae. आपल्याला माहिती आहे भोपळ्याची जी फॅमिली आहे Cucurbitaceae, या Cucurbitaceae फॅमिलीमध्ये आपल्याला bicollateral vascular bundles पाहायला मिळतात. Then in some plant xylem contains fascicles. आता एंजियोस्पर्मिक प्लांटचा आपण विचार केला तर त्यामध्ये xylem contains fascicles. While fascicles are absent in gymnospermic plant. जिम्नोस्पर्मिक प्लांटच्या आपण जर fascicleच्या बाबतीत अभ्यास केला तर तिथं fascicles they are totally absent except order Nettles. आता निटम या जीनसमध्ये ह्या निटेल्स ऑर्डर मधल्या प्लांटमध्ये मात्र आपल्याला fascicles आढळत नाहीत. They are totally absent. And phloem contains companion cells in angiosperm. In angiosperm and gymnosperm that are very big plant groups. When we take the transverse section, when we learn about the vascular systems, when we learn about the phloem, xylem, then in phloem contains companion cells in angiosperms. त्या phloem मध्ये companion cells असतात angiospermच्या, while they are absent in gymnosperms. Gymnosperms don't have the companion cells. Then the anatomical characters show significance in identification of the plants. In this way, these different characteristic features, that is epidermal outgrowths, that is particularly trichome, stomata, then stomatal morphology also, there is caryophyllus. In that way, mineral crystals, vascular bundles, bicollateral vascular bundles also plays very vital role in the identification of the plant. Then another point is that importance of plant anatomy in physiology. How plant anatomy plays very vital role in the study of physiology. What is the definition of physiology? We know that there is a different metabolic activities are found, or the study of metabolic activities are done in physiology. Then which are different metabolic activity and how plant anatomy plays vital role in that plant physiology. Plant physiology is concerned with the study of activities of the plants. And there are different activities, we know that, and it is a science of understanding structure and functions of the plant. In physiology, we know the structure, functions of internal cells, tissues, and it is concerned with the study of important physiological activities. Which are different physiological activities? First is a photosynthesis. We know that photosynthesis, green pigment is there, chlorophyll pigment is there, and this green pigment or the chlorophyll pigment, with the help of sunlight, it produces food material. And which are the different cells that plays, or palisade cells are there, mesophyll cells are there, they are plays very vital role in the process of photosynthesis. And when we study this anatomical structure of the leaves, then we can understood very well the activity or the process of photosynthesis. Then another point is the respiration, how respiration takes place, which are the main components to found in the process of respiration, that can be understood very well with the help of plant anatomy. Then absorption, last time we have discussed about the absorption of water and minerals with the help of roots. Then how that process, how roots are absorbed water and minerals, there are different physiologists, they have they put some theories in front of the nation, in front of the world, and they told that the transpiration pool plays very vital role in the absorption of water. And when we take the transverse section and learn about the anatomical or internal structure, then we can understood the process of absorption of water and minerals, which is useful for the growth and development of the plants. Then transpiration, then how transpiration takes place, which is the main organ or which is the main component of the transpiration. Then we come to the stomata. Stomata plays very vital role in the transpiration process. What is the definition of the transpiration? The loss of water through the aperture, through the epidermal part of the plant, particularly stomata, lenticels, epidermal cells, cuticular cells, and in this way the transpiration or the study of transpiration, we can very well study it with the help of this anatomical structure or internal structure of the plant. When we take, at that time we can understand the transpiration pool or the process of the transpiration. Then next to that, that is transportation, how the water and minerals, they are transported from one point to the another point. We know that root is a underground part of the plant, and when the root are come in contact with the soil, and the water is present in the soil, and when the soil water come in contact with the root hairs, then the capillary action is there, and the absorption of water takes place with the help of root, and that absorbed water is sent to the apex of the plants. In this way, the transpiration plays very vital role, or transportation also plays very vital role in the process of plant physiology. And next to that, there is a diffusion. Diffusion, this is a very important physiological processes which is found in the physiology, and diffusion also plays very vital role, or without taking the transverse section we can't understood how the diffusion takes place. Then sixth point is osmosis. Then how osmosis takes place, which is the main criteria of osmosis, we cannot understood without the study of anatomy. When we take the transverse section, when we see the internal structure of the plant, at that time we can understood very well with the process of osmosis. And next to that, that is imbibition, how the different cell or a cell absorbs the waters and how that cells become turgid, how that imbibition takes place. Then without the study of anatomical structure, we cannot understood the process of imbibition, and therefore this anatomical structure plays very vital role in the process of plant physiology. Then last point is the cell division. How cell division plays a very vital role in the study of plant physiology. We know that the apical part, apex or apical meristeme plays very vital role in growth and development, and in that growth and development the cell division also plays a vital role. It changes the structure of the plants. Therefore, the plant physiology and anatomy are closely related, and the knowledge of plant anatomy gives proper insight to understand the structure and functions and various interpretations which is basis of the plant physiology. And in this way the conduction of water and mineral takes place through xylem. Then the plant physiology takes into consideration study of physical process like diffusion, osmosis, imbibition, cell division. These processes, anatomy of plant cells and tissue is highly essential. Then apical meristeme performs functions like cell division and growth. Then during these steps there is a sequential events takes place in the plants. Sequential events are there. Where anatomy understand the structural modification in plants, how structural they are modified, how that plant they are modified, that can be we can understood very well with the help of the study of physiology, and this is also gives better idea of functions of cells, which is the main functions of cholenchyma cells, which is the main functions of xylem, which is the main functions of phloem, that all types of tissues, systems that are organized and how they are interconnected, how that cells and tissues are interconnected and how they perform different functions, then how conductions of water and mineral takes place through xylem, and in this how phloem is concerned with the translocation of organic food. Phloem, we know that the function of the phloem very plays very vital role in the translocation of organic food. This translocation, phloem, that is the tissue which is helpful in the translocation of food, organic food, and to understand this function, structural elements in a better way, the structural elements of phloem should be known. Then the plant growth is continuous. We know that the plant growth is a continuous, it is a irreversible process, change in the plant structure and function. Then during this process several internal modifications are taking place at cellular and tissue level which need to knowledge of the plant anatomy, and therefore plant leaf anatomy also has a significance in the understanding phenomena of photosynthesis, different metabolic cycles of photosynthesis, then transferring the loss of water through plant surface in the form of water vapors. In this respect, the knowledge of structure of the stomata, lenticels, cuticle, floral anatomy is also essential, and this indicate that plant physiology and anatomy are closely related, and the knowledge of plant anatomy gives proper insight to understand the structure and functions of the various interpretations which is basis for the plant physiology. In this way, in today's video we have learned about the importance of plant anatomy in plant taxonomy. In that plant taxonomy, that is epidermal outgrowth, stomatal morphology, mineral crystals, vascular bundles, bicollateral vascular bundles, and in plant physiology, importance of plant anatomy in plant physiology, that is different physiological processes, that is photosynthesis, respiration, absorption, transpiration, transportation, diffusion, osmosis, imbibition, cell division, and many other activities. In this way we have learned in this video, and if you want to see more videos of FYBSc and SYBSc botany paper first and second also, you can visit to Dr. Vaighere's biology channel, and you can like, share, and if you give some additional suggestions also, you can give that suggestions to the video maker, and in this way I am very thankful to watching this video. Thank you.